Hey everyone, today we are diving into a really fascinating, kind of strange story that's unfolding at the US Mint right now. It's a tale of celebration on one hand and absolute scrambling on the other, and it's all happening at the exact same time.
So here's the mystery we're going to unravel. On one side of the coin, pardon the pun, the Mint is rolling out these beautiful new designs for America's 250th birthday. Coins you might actually find in your change. But at the same time, they've slammed the brakes on selling their most popular silver coins. So what gives? How can both of these things be happening at once?
Well, the answer to this whole puzzle starts with a wild, chaotic, and frankly, historic surge in the price of one particular metal, silver.
And when I say surge, I mean a surge. Just look at this number. In 2025 alone, the price of silver just skyrocketed by over 142%. And it didn't even stop there. It jumped almost another 30% in just the first couple of weeks of 2026. Absolutely crazy.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Look at how silver's performance stacks up. Gold had a massive year, up 64%. Platinum soared 127%. But silver? Silver just blew them both out of the water. This wasn't just a simple market trend, This was a full-blown explosion, and it was driven by some incredibly powerful forces.
So what on earth is causing this? You might think, oh, it's just investors piling in. And sure, that's part of it. But the real story, the main engine behind this incredible price jump, is something else entirely. A massive, and I mean massive, surge in industrial demand.
See, silver isn't just for jewelry and coins anymore. It's an absolutely critical component in our modern world, thanks to its unique properties. We're talking solar panels, where its use has jumped 160% since 2019. It's essential for EV batteries, for our cell phones, even for things like antibacterial paints. And for most of these manufacturers, the amount of silver they need is so small that they're not very sensitive to the price. They just need it, and they'll pay whatever it takes to get it.
And this quote right here just brilliantly illustrates how fast and furious this whole thing has been. As Invesco's Kathy Kriske put it, after waiting 45 years for silver to break the $50 barrier, it flew past 80 in under 3 months. It just shows that even the experts were caught completely off guard by the speed of it all.
Okay, so let's follow the chain reaction. All of that price chaos in the financial markets has now created a massive squeeze in the real world, a huge bottleneck in the supply chain that gets silver from a mine into the products we actually use. The best way to think about it is like a traffic jam for metal. First, the high prices cause a flood of people selling off their old silver jewelry and coins. At the exact same time, industrial demand for pure .999 silver is just going through the roof. So what do the refiners do? Well, they prioritize the high purity stuff to make the most money, which means all the lower purity items get pushed to the back of the line. The whole system just gets clogged, and that creates shortages for everyone else down the road, including the mints.
And here is the most dramatic, real-world example of this disruption. The U.S. Mint's flagship silver bullion coin, the American Silver Eagle, is supposed to ship out like clockwork on the first Monday of January. But this year, the Mint doesn't expect to start shipping them until at least early February. That's a totally unprecedented delay, and it's a direct result of this supply chain squeeze.
And all of this brings us right back to our central mystery. We're looking at a tale of two very different kinds of coins, and each one has a completely different fate in this chaotic market. It's really simple when you break it down. On the left, you've got the investment silver, the American Eagle. It's made of that .999 pure silver we were talking about, so its value is tied directly to that crazy volatile market price. Its production is delayed, and the Mint has paused sales of similar silver products. But then on the right, you have the new anniversary coins. They're made of everyday base metals, like copper and nickel. Their value is just their face value. A quarter is worth 25 cents, period. And their production? Totally on schedule. They're heading out into circulation as we speak. And these anniversary coins are definitely something to keep an eye out for in your change. To celebrate the nation's 250th birthday, the Mint is shipping several new designs that will only be made this one year. We've got the emerging Liberty Dime, the enduring Liberty Half Dollar, and a whole new series of 5 quarters, kicking off with the Mayflower Compact design. These are the ones you can actually find and collect. So let's tie this all together. What does all of this actually mean for the coins in your wallet? And what are the key ideas we really need to get our heads around here? Okay, first, let's talk about a bullion coin. This is basically an investment-grade coin, like that American Silver Eagle. Its value comes almost entirely from the precious metal that's actually in it. So it makes sense, right? When the price of silver goes wild, the value and the availability of these coins goes wild right along with it. Then you have what are called numismatic coins. And these are a whole different ballgame. These are collectibles. Their value is based on things like rarity, condition, and history, often way, way more than the metal they're made of. The U.S. Mint had to pull its silver numismatic products because with the price changing so fast, they just can't set a fair price. And the funny irony here is that those new circulating quarters and dimes, they'll instantly become numismatic items for collectors, even though their metal value is practically nothing.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's that the really complex world of global markets and supply chains, that isn't some abstract thing. It has a direct, tangible, and sometimes really disruptive impact on the familiar objects we hold in our hands every single day. And it really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. As that line between simple money and a valuable commodity keeps getting blurrier, what does that really mean for the future of the coins in our pockets? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining me.